Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll be having a look at this Motorola Edge 50 Fusion smartphone. And guys, this is a review unit that was sent to me by Motorola, and this smartphone I feel is going to be a very good smartphone in this price range because this smartphone has a lot of good features. For example, IP68 rating, dual speakers. In fact, this is, I feel, is one of the first smartphones in India in this price range that is coming with the Sony LYT 700 sensor. Yes, the camera is again one of the highlights on this one. Yes, I know I'm talking Motorola and camera performance, but I'll show you a lot of camera samples later on. But before we go ahead, let me quickly show you what comes inside the box. And guys, this is not a full in-depth review or something like that. I just started testing this smartphone for just over a day, so I just didn't want to give you just the unboxing. I just wanted to give you my initial impressions also. So it's the unboxing and initial impressions video. Anyways, it comes inside this box. Already have taken it up, and the good thing is that this case is actually there in the box, just like many of the Motorola phones. And again, it comes in 3 different colors. This case is also very will be color matched sort of it. So this is how it actually looks with the case supplied. So I feel that this is a good case, much better than the standard TPU cases that most brands actually give. So we are getting this inside the box itself. I'll show you the smartphone later on. Apart from that, we also get the 68-watt fast charger in the box, and it's actually a Type-C, and we get a Type-C to Type-C cable. So that way I like that they are not skimping on features, for example, like the charger and everything. So this is the device itself, and this is actually having a 6.67-inch display. That's again a POLED display, and it also has that in-display fingerprint scanner. And I'm actually surprised with the quality of the display on this one. Yes, we have seen these curved display. Motorola is putting these curved displays on most of their smartphones, but one area where I feel this display is different, and again, yes, this is also a high refresh display, actually 144 hertz. The one thing I liked on this display is that we do get a lot of AMOLED screens, etc. in this price range also, nothing new. But what I've noticed with this smartphone is that when I was actually shooting the camera samples outdoor in hot summer sun, the screen was easily visible, which was not the case with most of the other smartphones. In fact, the screen gets a lot brighter in outdoor directs, and in fact Motorola came 1600 nits of high brightness, but the sustained brightness is up to 1200 nits. That is again a class apart. One thing I noticed is that by default, again, I've applied the black themes, the dark theme. If you go to the display, guys, again, as you can set the refresh rate to whatever. Default it was auto, but I'm forcing it at 120 hertz. You can even go up to 144 hertz. One thing I noticed is that by default, when you get the phone, the colors might be looking very oversaturated, because for some reason it was on this vivid by default. I'm used to natural colors, so I just kept it on natural, and everything actually looks a lot better. Okay, now moving to the specs on this phone. If you have a look at this sheet, as you can see, this smartphone has almost all the specs that you expect. In fact, it also has NFC and everything. In fact, the only spec that this does not have is sort of wireless charging, and I feel it's a good thing that they didn't implement wireless charging, otherwise the cost would have gone ahead. Okay, now let's talk about the pricing of this smartphone. This comes in actually 2 variants in India, guys. The one that I have is the base variant that comes with 8 GB of RAM with 128 GB of storage, and the other model is coming with 12 GB of RAM with 256 GB of storage. The base variant will be for 23,000, but as of now, during the launch time, again, we have those credit card offers, so there'll be offer with ICICI cards. If you use, you get 2,000 rupees off. So this will be available for just 21,000 rupees, and for that price, I feel this is a very, very strong smartphone. Again, one more thing I feel Motorola is now listening to user feedback is that I always used to say that in terms of Android upgrades, you guys were not doing that great job. The good thing is that out of the box, this smartphone comes, out of the box with Android 14 with the new Motorola UI. But the good thing is that Motorola is now promising next 3 years of Android OS upgrades and 4 years of security updates. So that's actually a nice thing. And in fact, again, typical, what do you say, Motorola UI that you're getting. So not a lot of bloatware or something. Yes, there was some pre-installed app. For example, this LinkedIn, Facebook, and this Adobe Scan was there. But this Adobe Scan is not a bloatware, I would say, because in the camera app, I'll show you, it's a part of this. They have added this new scan option, so you can just scan documents, etc. And when you do that, it gets pushed to that app where you can make the adjustment. So that's what it is. And again, I'm happy to say that still all the Moto gestures like that double chop, etc., twist to open the camera, and all those things are still present on this smartphone. So that way, in terms of UI, you're getting a very clean UI experience that you're getting. And I'm happy that even NFC is there, because now that with Google Pay, you can just tap and do the payment. This also does have that Dolby Atmos, and in fact, Motorola is saying that this one is also having the high-res codec. In fact, on the box, it was saying, yes, high-res codec LDAC, it actually supports. So if you have those high-end headphones and stuff like that, that is supported. We also have an external microphone over here. And this volume rocker is over here, and the power on a button is here. The build quality and the tactile feel is good. This is the in-display fingerprint scanner. Again, like most other smartphones, this actually works well. Bottom, we have the vent for the speaker. This is your Type-C port. Another good thing is that this is coming with IP68 protection, and I did test it. I dipped it in the water and I just took it out, and nothing has happened. Again, dual nano SIM. In fact, my Jio SIM is in that, and this one, if I just remove the Wi-Fi, it will try to connect to my Jio SIM. In fact, 5G is working out of the box. And regarding Wi-Fi also, I tested it. Luckily, I have Wi-Fi 6 routers, and Wi-Fi 6 is supported on this one. And I like the fact that the Wi-Fi range that I was getting on this smartphone is slightly better compared to most of the other smartphones. That way, I would say the Wi-Fi antenna reception is good on this one. The cellular call quality is good. Again, I didn't take a lot of calls because I've just used the smartphone for a day. Overall, I would say also in terms of the weight and the in-hand feel, I feel they have done a good job. This is that vegan leather that you are getting. So again, also gives that grip. So I like this vegan leather. And again, you can put this case, upright case, if you really want. I like the fact that though this is having a 5000 milliamp hour battery, and again that 68 watt charger is also there in the box, so again it charges quickly. The phone does not feel that much heavy. So that way I would say they have done actually a good job. Regarding the storage, some of you were asking, yes, it is having that UFS 2.2 storage, but in general app opening and everything, it is actually pretty responsive. This one is the base variant that comes with 8 gigabytes of RAM, but Motorola also is having that RAM boost option on this one. If I go over here, as you can see, RAM, it says 8 gigabytes. But 4 gigabytes is that RAM boost option is there. Camera, as I've told you, the main camera is the 50 megapixel, and this is the Sony LYT700 sensor with optical image stabilization and aperture of f1.8. And I think so. Some of the camera samples that I've taken, even in artificial lighting around my office in this area, came out actually pretty good. And I think so that's because of the sensor. We also have the second camera, that's 13 megapixel ultra wide, but this does a job of multiple cameras. For example, this does a job of macro camera also, and the depth sensor. So I'm glad that Motorola didn't add 4 different cameras just for the heck of it, those 2 megapixel cameras. So it's a very functional one. The front facing camera, that punch hole, is a 32 megapixel, and the good thing is that we can record 4K video with this one. In fact, I have tested that one, and I'll show you the samples later on. Moving to another thing is that it's too early to talk about the battery life, because it's just been 1 day since I've been actually using. But the initial impressions, I feel the battery life should be also very good on this one, and that's because of the processor that is used on this one. This one is using the new Snapdragon 7S Gen 2 processor, which is actually pretty power efficient, because it's again based on the 4 nanometer process, and this is, I would say, a mid-range processor. In terms of Antutu score, you can expect about 5,50,000 or something around that one. But the good thing is that the GPU on this one is the Adreno 710 GPU. I'm not a hardcore gamer or something like that, but I did play Call of Duty on this one. Default it was at high and very high setting, and it played it fine. I played it for about 20 minutes and it played fine. So I feel for even like mid-range gaming or playing games like Call of Duty, etc., it will be good. But again, if you want to know more about hardcore gaming, check out some other channels. This one, I feel the camera is again good, but before that, this is the camera interface, and they have again, it's very similar, as I've told you, to earlier Motorola phones. So quickly you can toggle, and again, as you can see, 4K is there here, and even in the front facing camera it's there. Portrait mode, pro mode is there, night vision is there, and this is the new thing that is called scan. Again, if it's a document or something, it will do it. Again, it automatically aligns. It's basically it's going to use AI and stuff. I'll discard this and I'll just take it again. So yeah, you can just bring a document like this, and you don't have to even hit. So it just converts it like this to a document like this. As you can see, it did its job. So again, this is great for if you have textbooks or scanning something like this or something, it does that. And this is actually, as I've told you, when you try to add, you can add filters to this and all this thing. This is basically that Adobe Scan document that we have, and it's actually pushed to this one. So that is something new. But let me do one thing. Let me actually show you the camera samples that I've taken with this one.
First, let's start with some outdoor shots, and as you can see, these outdoor shots came out good. This was in the regular mode, and this was actually in the ultra wide. These are also actually regular shots, not that portrait mode. Because of that f1.8 aperture, I could get these natural bokeh very easily, and thanks to this Sony sensor. Also, in terms of dynamic range, the dynamic range is actually good, and if you notice, that window is not blown out. This is at 1x zoom, this is that 2x digital zoom, and here I zoomed up to 4x digital zoom. This is with the regular lens, but if you notice, the second lens also can act as macro, and here I use that macro mode. Some pics in artificial lighting inside my house, and this was taken with the main LYT sensor, that's the 50 megapixel, and definitely I would say the colors are produced well. Also, in these dull lighting conditions, the pictures came out good, and I feel that's thanks to that Sony sensor. These pics were shot in my office in artificial lighting conditions, and here also I feel the camera actually produced much better results than what I expected. These are some selfies with the 32 megapixel front facing camera, and these were taken in the normal mode, and now I invoke the portrait bokeh mode with the front facing camera. Recording with the front facing camera, and the good thing is that even with this front facing camera we can record in 4K, which is not that common for smartphones in this price range. And I'm just walking and I'm actually going down the stairs. As you can see, I just did that. At least in the preview, even in 4K, the video looks to be stabilized. But what do you guys feel about the video recording with the front facing camera of this Moto Edge 50 Fusion? The rear facing camera, and this is the main Sony LYT 700 sensor, and this is in 4K guys, and it does have the OIS. And let me just climb the stairs to give you an idea how's the stabilization. At least in the preview, it actually looks pretty stable, but you guys let me know. Again, I climbed that area, and in terms of exposure, this main sensor is able to handle everything. If I just move to this quickly shadowed area like this, and quickly move to the sunny area, and this is that peak summer sun, as you can see, it's able to handle that upward exposure without any issues. And I believe this is the main sensor. We can also move to the ultra video. Yes, even in 4K, as you can see, we can move within the video. Let me just go back to the normal. So this is a quick sample recorded with the rear facing camera.
So guys, this is the Motorola Edge 50 Fusion smartphone. So what do you guys feel about this smartphone? As I've told you, you can get the base variant that I have. This is the base variant that I have for 21,000 if you take advantage of that ICICI card offer. And I feel for that price point of 21,000, this is actually a very, very good smartphone. Not only you're getting the close to stock Android experience, that Motorola experience without a lot of bloatware, but the screen quality is actually really, really good on this one. Also, the screen can get actually pretty bright in outdoor conditions. Also, it has that IP68 rating. And now, finally, I would say the camera performance is also actually really good on this smartphone considering its price point. But what do you guys feel about this one? Do let me know in the comment section below. And if you have any specific questions about this smartphone, do let me know in the comment section below. I'll try to use it for the next week or so and then put out my dedicated video and also try to compare with some other smartphones in this price range. But anyways, guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, guys.